everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm finally ready to put together the frame of my Cortex Mirai doll. So I have watched the video so many times that I have it memorized pretty much. I think I can quote along with it as well as Star Wars right now. So I'm going to empty all the pieces out, and I'm going to do this in stages. But I think it's going to be really easy to get it done. So I'm going to do it the easy way. Flick and swish, reparo. Isn't magic great? Well, thanks guys for joining me for this Smart Doll Cortex build. And well, I guess you guys want to see the real process, huh? I wish it was that easy, but it's not. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do this in stages. And stage one, I'm going to organize everything. So I made myself some little baggies to put all the different pieces in, because what's going to happen is I'm not going to be able to do this all in one go. I am going to organize everything into separate baggies, and then I'm going to take it step by step, stage by stage, to put everything together. And I made myself some cheat sheets. So I was taking notes as I was watching a lot of the different videos to show myself kind of what goes in each bag. So I'm going to go through now and I'm going to organize the pieces into these baggies so that then I can take it one part at a time. So I'm going to start with the feet, and I'm going to see if I can pick out all the feet pieces here. So I know there are 4 feet parts. Here's the spine. That one's easy. So I'm just going to set it over to the side for now. And then, let's see, where are the feet? Feet. Where are those? Here's 1 foot piece. So this is a piece of the foot. And that'll be the outside because the screws go to the inside. So put that in my baggie for feet. Here's another foot piece. Another inside foot piece. Here's a foot piece. Excuse me, that was the outside. This is an inside foot piece, because you can see it's got the holes for the screws. And where's the other foot piece? Foot piece, here it is. So in the foot bag. And now I need the 2 joint caps, and I need the 2, the actual feet joints. So the thing about the foot joint is that they're marked left and right. And I don't know if you can see that, but that one's got an L on it. So that's the left foot. So I'll toss that in the bag. And then the right foot has an R on it for right. So it is marked left and right, so you can tell which one is which. And let me just figure out which caps go on those. I think that's the right cap. Let's see, are any of the caps the same sizes? I don't think so. No. So these are the feet caps. So I'm going to put that in here. And it says these are going to take size 8 screws. So I need 4 of the size 8 screws. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my other baggies to the side so that it's not too jumbled up. So I need the size 8 screws, and size 8 is going to be the medium size screws. So this is my my sandpaper, my micro mesh. And then here is my joint jelly that I'm going to have to use when I start putting everything together. And then I'm going to dump the screws out and see how they line up size-wise. Okay. Oh, and here's these 2 little pieces as well. I might should leave them in here so they don't get lost. Okay, so lining my screws up, these must be these long ones. Let's see, here's these 2 are the same, that's the same. Okay, these are teeny tiny, those must be the 5s. And let's see, that must be a 14, 14, 8, 8, 8, 14. I put a lot of IKEA furniture together. I don't know if that's gonna help me do this, but alright, so with the feet, it's size 8 screws, and there's gonna be 2 per foot, so I'm gonna need 4 of these size 8 screws. So I've got them here. I'm gonna toss them in my baggie with my feet. Now, what I'm gonna do about the little nubs of flesh is, I know that Danny recommends to go ahead and clean all those off first. I'm going to do it as I do each piece. The reason being that when I do a lot of repetitive motion like this, or like trimming with the X-Acto and holding something like this for a long period of time, it really messes with my hands. So I'm thinking it'll be better for me to clean the little nubs of flesh as I go, so my hands don't get too cramped up and numb and tingly and stuff like that. So I've got all my feet pieces here, so they're ready to be assembled. I'm going to set them over to the side. Like I said, I'm just organizing right now so that when it comes time to actually put it together, it'll be easier. So now I'm going to look at the pelvis and the hips, and the thighs. So these pieces are the easiest, right? Because these are like the butt cheeks, pretty much. So these pieces are going to go in here. And then the thigh pieces are the ones that have like this design on them. So it's like this little pole with the little design. And that's how the top looks. So I'm going to put my 2 thigh pieces in. And also, this reminds me of a bicycle seat. Like everybody, you know, you've got the high end and the low end. It kind of reminds me of the way a bicycle seat is, because, you know, on the front of the bicycle seat, it's kind of narrow, and then the back of the bicycle seat is wider. So that's going to help me remember how to do that. And then we've got the 2, where's the other pelvis piece? Here it is. And so again, I need to trim those up. And I will when the time comes. So, and that's going to be the back and the front, because you can tell by how high or low that is. So there's my hips, pelvis, and thighs, and they are going to require, based on they're going to require 4 14 screws. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. The size 14 screws. And again, this is just a good way for me to organize and get ready to do this, because I'm not going to be able to do it all at once. So I'm thinking if I organize everything in these small chunks, it's going to be a much more manageable task for me. So there's that piece. Set those over here. So next I'm going to do the shins. Let's see, the knees and shins. So here's my knees and shins bag. So I've got these pieces go together. So you've got the piece that says Mirai as part of the shin. And then, or the calves, I really guess it's the calves. And so the Mirai part will go to the outside. And then the part with the screws will face inside, so the screw holes. So there's that part of the leg. And then I drew myself a little picture of what the leg poles look like. So these are the legs. Here, these go with the legs. And then I need the knee joints, which are these 2 pieces here. So I'm going to put them in as well. And then I need 14 screws at the top of the leg and 8 screws at the bottom. So I'm going to do 2 14 screws and 2 8 screws in the bag. And so that's going to cover me for my knees and shins. So we'll set that bag to the side. All right, next are the shoulders and arms. And this part might be the part where I get a little bit confused. So the shoulder blades are which pieces? Let's see. These pieces I know are the caps that go over the arm pieces. So I've got those. Let's see, where's the other little piece? I wrote in my notes it looks kind of like a bean, these caps. Surely I'm not missing pieces, am I? Oh, there it is. So that goes with the arms, because that's going to cover that joint in between the upper and lower arm. Where are the shoulder blades? This part goes on the shoulder. I know that. That's the shoulder sleeve. So we'll put those in. And then I made a note that the arms look like earbuds. So that's these pieces. So that's like the arm and shoulder there. Let's see, where's the other one? Here it is. So arm and shoulder there. And I'm just not seeing the shoulder blades. Maybe we're not doing that anymore. Maybe that's this part. Oh yeah, that's what that is. So I've been watching the old video, and I'm guessing, but I could swear I watched one where somebody actually put the shoulder blades on. But maybe, I'm gonna have to check the reference material when I get time to do that, or when I get to that part. So also in the arms and shoulders, we've got these, the upper arm piece, which is this, let's see, excuse me, which is this little piece and this little piece, and then the lower arm piece, which are these two pieces. So we've got these two pieces here that are gonna go for the arms. Put those in. And then, what are these two pieces? I'm trying to remember. This must be like the wrist, yeah, because we're gonna have the caps here to go with the wrist. So I'm gonna put this with the wrist piece here. So wrists there. These are part of the wrists as well. I drew myself a diagram for that. And the arms and shoulders, I'm going back, we've got two number 8 screws in the joint and 2 5 screws on the tube piece I wrote to myself, which must be this area here. Let's see. And what are these? Do these go with the feet? Did I miss? Yes, I did miss that. So these are the feet pieces here. This is the foot, these are the feet joints. So these go on the feet. This is, I think this is gonna be the hardest part for me, is making sure I get the foot going the correct way. So put those in here, the feet. And then this is the piece that's going to go into the spine at the end for the stand. So I'll just set that over to the side. And then these are the parts that the hands slide over. So I'm going to put those in with the wrists. So I am not seeing the shoulder blades in my kit. So I'm going to go back and double check to see if this is actually the shoulder blade part now. But there's like screw holes here, so I'm not sure. But I'm gonna go rewatch and see if I'm forgetting something. And then I'll come back and I will start the assembly, probably with the pelvis and thighs, because that looks like it's gonna be the easiest to me. So stay tuned for stage 1. Or this was stage 1. Stage 2 is gonna be pelvis and thighs. Okay, stage 2 of my assembly is going to be the hips, pelvis, and thighs. I'm going to take those out, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off all of the little flesh snubs. I'm going to start with the little nippers, and then if I need to use my craft knife, I will. And they do go flying. So that's pretty smooth. And these are all going to be inside, so I'm not super concerned about it being like too smooth. That one's fine. Let's see, this one, got a little nubby nub here. And went flying. Nub here. Here. Let's see, I kind of like stuck that together. Let's do here. This one. With those. Seems like that one's pretty flush already. And then there's one here. Alright, so those are all done. So the first thing I'm going to do is snap this together, because that looks like the easiest part. And I'm officially on my way to building my Cortex Mirai. So that, and then that, and that's nice and together. And then I'm going to attach the bicycle seat, and let's see, this is the high part, and so I need to Put some joint jelly on this. And the Q-tips I'm using are called Precision Tips. I got them from, they were like a free sample, but I've saved them for craft things. So, get out my joint jelly and put a little bit on there. I'm trying not to over grease everything. So, let's see, just a little here in the saddle. Makes me want to sing some Aerosmith. And alright, let me do a little more grease. I didn't want to over grease it, but apparently I under greased it. So let's try again. Put some grease. Make sure I'm doing it the proper way. Excess. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so that's all together. And then remembering that the screws go to the outside, and you have to grease also these bits here, so let's go ahead and grease those up a little. I don't want to over grease because I'm really concerned about doing that, so I'm just kind of doing some here and then put that on. Let's see. Not really sure how far in I'm supposed to push that. Put the thigh piece in here. So that just snaps in basically. And that piece will go on over, sort of snap into place. And so then we put our screws in. And I don't have like a power screwdriver. I have a drill, but it's a real pain to get out. So I'm gonna kind of do one side and then the other. If assembling IKEA furniture has taught me anything, is if you do a little bit on each side at the same time, like you try to do it evenly, then you got a better chance of it being even. That sounded really intelligent, didn't it? There we go. Perfect. You can see no gap. So I screwed it in pretty tightly. On the bottom, maybe a little. That's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the next one. Did I grease? I can't remember if I greased this one. It looks like I did. Just give it a little extra jelly just in case. All right, so same deal. To put this, I don't know, let's do this part first, of course. Pop that part in, then that, then this part. Let's see. So that is together, and now just put the screws. So I've got some legs. I might not have greased them enough. Put a little more. Like just at the edge there and kind of work it in. I mean, I could take it back apart, but why do that? I can just do this. Okay, yeah, so those are good and ready. So that was Stage 2, hips and thighs. So next we'll move on to stage 3. Stage 3 is going to be my knees, shins, lower legs. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Now, this is the outer part of the calf, and then the inner part is like this, and so that goes together, and let's see, that goes together. So I guess these are the two sides, and now I got to put the knee joints in and the leg piece in before I close these up. So let's get that open, and the knee joint, let's see, how does that go on? I need to grease everything up. I'm just trying to look at it for fit here, which side goes with which. I'm gonna guess it doesn't, because these pieces, let's see, are they the same? They're not the same. That's the inside. You want the knee, let's see. Let me grease this up some and give it a try and see how it looks. So, oh, got a good bit of grease there. So I'm gonna grease that up. Helps out a little. So if this is the inside of the leg, and I put this here, let's see, then put that bit fits right in without, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to trim up a couple of the, little bit of the little nubs. This one as well. So let's see. This is the outside of the leg. It should bend, I would think. It's coming from the knee, it should bend backwards, not forwards. So just the leg go like this. No, so I've got the wrong piece on because this has to face out, unless it's this leg. Let's see, like so. And this is not closed all the way at the bottom. I don't know if when I screw it together if it will. Go. Just took a little snapping there. So yeah, that's right, because that's the shape of the calf. So this is this will go up into the upper leg, and the leg will be able to bend. So I'm going to put the top of the leg is 14. And the bottom of the leg is 8. There we go. Snapped it together. So there's that leg. So I'm gonna, same thing here. Grease this joint up. And I think I may not have greased the foot joints enough, so they're a little trying to see, this is the inside. So put that on. Put my pole here. And the pole just fits right in. And then let's put this on. Get that satisfying sort of snap into place. So there's still a little bit of, there we go. Right? That's the correct way. Let's see. Yes, right? Not quite grease that. I've just decided to take these apart and put a little more grease on because I didn't grease both surfaces of the joint, and I think it needs to be done in order to make it move better and be less squeaky. So I'm gonna pull this apart. I really just need grease on this part, so I'm gonna see if I can just, since it's not coming apart and I don't want to break it, try to get in there and grease up the flat part, because I keep greasing the inside and I'm forgetting to grease around the outside. So let's see. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference and how that moves. Now I'm gonna try it on here and put some grease here. All right, it's coming along. So far, so good. Okay, stage 4 are the feet. So let's get those out and ready. This is the part I'm most nervous about. I just realized these aren't part of the feet. They go with the arms. So I'm gonna set those to the side. All right, first things is to clean off all the little fleshy nubs. And I'm just kind of gung-ho about this. I'm not particularly I'm not particularly particular about how smooth or whatever this is. I'm not a perfectionist in these sorts of things. Every time I clip it, I kind of close my eyes just so that I'm not, whoops, got a little bit too much there. Excuse you. Okay, so I think I got it all the little fleshy pieces, the big fleshy deals. All right, so here's the part I'm absolutely the most nervous about, and that is assembling the foot. So this is the left foot. So the left foot, this is gonna be the left, and this cap is gonna face out, I think. So it'll be like this. So then the foot has to turn backwards, but not forwards. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna grab Summer's foot. I've got Summer close by for reference. And I'm just just gonna look at her foot and see. So this is her left foot, and the L on her foot faces out. So you can see that there's Summer's foot, the L is facing to the outside of her left foot. So I've got this L and it's gonna face to the outside. So I'm looking straight on at the left foot, and it's got to turn backwards but not forwards. So okay, so when you're looking at the foot pieces, they have an L and an R on them. So you've got an L and an R on the foot pieces, so you know which is which. And the letter faces out. So this is the L, it's gonna face out. And I know that because I took Summer's foot off and I looked, and her L is facing out. So you want the L to face out. Now the way that you figure out which joint goes on it is you look at your two joints, okay? And if you're looking in the middle of the joint, like you're looking at this part is the middle, one of the grooves goes towards the left and one of the grooves goes towards the right. So you can see that the left foot goes with the left groove. So the left grooved one, where the groove is going to the left of the pole, that's going to go on your left foot joint. So I'm going to grease this up and I'm going to put it on now. So greasing really well, and then you want to put it on here and press. If I find that, let's see, I'm going to press that on so it went right on, and it will not bend forward, but it will bend backwards. So I don't know if I greased it quite enough. Let's see if I can get it to, yeah, there we go. Well, let me pull it off and maybe, see if I can pull it off. Yeah, it needs a little more grease than that, so it will be able to actually move without a Herculean effort. So I'm greasing it really well here, and then I'll put it back on. Press up towards the top, like towards where the top of the joint is, and that'll make it go on a little easier. So here it is on, and now I'm going to put, and it doesn't go forward, it only goes backwards, which is what we want. Now I'm going to put the foot on. So we want, remember the screws go towards the inside, remember the L goes towards the outside. Maybe the cap goes before, and this cap's still got a little nubby flesh, so I'm going to take that off. And I've seen a lot of people have a lot of problems with this part. So let's hope for the best. Oh, it just got sideways. Ah, yes, yes, yeah. Okay, so there's the left foot. Holy crap. And joint marks. Yes. Okay. One foot down. Oh no, we're not even done yet, Allison. Golly. All right. Remember the L goes outside, so that means this piece goes here. All right, now for the right foot. So get my joint jelly ready. Grease this really well. Didn't learn my lesson last time. This stuff has a smell. It's not like a bad smell, but it's a unique smell. Kind of like motor oil a little bit. All right. Put this on, and then I'm gonna press up towards the top. There we go. So get it in there good, and then just press it. All right, and now for the crappy part, and I somehow didn't get all the little fleshy nubs. All right. Here we go for the crappy part. Okay, so my camera died on me in the middle of this one, but I did get this snapped on. Alright, now I'm ready to move on to the shoulders and arms, and I'm going to try to do the shoulders, arms, and wrists all in one go here. I'm actually, you can't tell it from the video, but this is the third day that I've worked on this. I worked on it a little bit Friday, a little bit Saturday, and this is Sunday. So these are the shoulder pieces. They've changed the way the spine is so that the shoulder's already there. So I think that's pretty cool because that's one last step you have to do. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the upper arms, and then I'll do the lower, or I'll do, this is like the shoulder and upper arm, and then I'll do the forearm and the upper arm joint bit. First I need to clean them all up because I haven't done that yet. So okay, so first it's going to be these are identical. These pieces are completely identical, so it doesn't matter which one's which. So I've got, there's one upper arm, and slide these things over. And let's see. So I'm going to grease everything very well. Grease the surface. Grease that. This. Alright. And see if I can snap this into place. Oh, I didn't grease the inside here. Do that. Oh, got it on and pulled it right back off. Okay, oh, it's not all the way on. Now it is. Okay, so that's all the way on. And it's good and greased up. So now I'm going to put the other side on it, which is clearly not this one. It's this one. So maybe I should grease this bit as well, because I really want the arms to be able to move well, of course. So I'm going to go ahead, and these use the 8 screws at the top. I'm going to go ahead and screw that in, and then it uses the 5 screw at the bottom. So that holds nicely once the screw's in place. And then we're using the littlest screw here. And the screws go to the back. So that means this would be the right arm. And so the screws are going to go in the back here, so that's going to go like this. This part might be really hard to get in because this does not seem to be like a great fit right here. Because they're like almost the same exact size. Maybe if I grease. Oh, you're not supposed to grease the inside of the shoulders, I just remembered that. So. There we go. I got it in. I don't know if that's all the way in though. It doesn't seem like it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So that's all the way in. Alright, so now the next arm. Let's do. Starting to run a little low on the grease here. Luckily I'm almost done, so grease this really well. Perfect. The other side on. That's on, so now I'll screw it in. And can I get it in? Here. Wonder, I think probably not, since this is not very pliable. Part of me wonders if I heated it a little, if it would be easier to put this in, which, like I said, I don't know. Okay, so those are in. I'm guessing I should screw these in now. I know I'm going to have to take these back out when I go to do the, whatchamacallit, the bust. But, and I'm going to guess these take 8s. So I'm going to put 2 8s in and see if my guess is correct. And I kind of don't know, like, because I'm gonna have to pull these out to do the bust, so I don't know if I should even be screwing this down, but I think I have to, because on the old pieces the shoulder was definitely screwed down. The screws are coming through that side. Maybe those should have been 5s and not 8s, but you know, I don't have any more 5s. So there's the 8 screw. That's pretty much what it had to be. So anyway, so there's the upper arm and shoulder bit. So now I'm going to do the lower arm piece, which are these pieces. So let's see. Those two go together. Those two go together. Oh, these shoulder sleeves too go on here. So let me see if I can get those on before I forget. Just gonna kind of use the table. It's not all the way in yet. I should have done this before I put them on the spine here. Let's see. did it. Okay, and the other one, maybe you should put it on the spine because you can use it as leverage to get all these little things in place. I didn't grease them because this part doesn't really have to move, so, you know. People watching this are probably about to pass out that I'm doing this way, but it's just easier for me. Okay, so that's done. This is, the inside of this looks a little rough. I'm gonna kind of do this number here. Clear out some of that plastic. Same thing on this side. Okay, so that part's done. Sorry if I traumatized you. Oops. Oh, what happened here? Look, I'm only prepared to put one thing together today, not this two. WTF. So sorry if I traumatized you by beating those shoulder cap, sleeve caps on, whatever they're called. But that was just, you know, way easier for me than to do some other method. Okay, so now really we'll move on to the arms. And the arm pieces are the same, so these are exactly the same, but they do have like one bigger side and one smaller side. And let's see if it's the same. It's the same thing with these. They're exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one's left and right. But you want to follow the contour of the bean piece that I'm calling it. Like that's the upper arm, like the arm joint. Kind of looks like something funny, which I won't say, but you might be able to figure it out. But anyway, looks like something I used to clean off of desks all the time when I was an 8th grade math teacher. I was like, part of the job description, clean this off of desks every day. Somebody drew it in pencil. Okay, so this, so you want to follow the contour. So like the big side, so it kind of goes, this is the smaller side and this is kind of like the bigger side. Like if you think of a beer gut here, you want to follow like this, the big side goes here, and then same thing with this, the big side is going to go facing kind of the beer gut. So I'm going to grease all this up really well and then snap it into place. So following the contour, belly out, put this big side out. There we go, that was easy. And then same thing with this, belly out. I'm gonna do the belly out here. This little one's gonna be tricky for me because the smaller it is, the less I'm able to have a little bit of control. There. Awesome. Okay, so what's going to happen is the arm will bend like this. Okay, and then snap this piece together. Is this part going to be as hard as the foot cap? Because Lord, I hope not. If it is, we're going to be here all day. Okay, so my camera cut out on me, but I was finally able to get the outer piece snapped on. And the way I was able to do it is, I think part of the problem is when you're sitting up on the table and your hands are up, you're not able to use the full power of the force. So I took it and I put it down between my legs off camera, and I was able to get it snapped on a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the other arm and then do the wrists, and then I will be done with the frame, and I am really happy about it. And then I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do her complete shell today. So I'm gonna get these pieces greased up nice and greasy, and see if I can kind of fly through this part. That takes a bit of effort, but now I'm just gonna try to get this one on like first shot, but up here, but I feel like I'm not gonna do it, so I'm gonna okay, it's about 10 minutes later. I finally got this snapped on, and the way I did it this time is my little moving it down at a lower angle didn't help, so I used some foam. This is some foam that came with a BJD I had, and I put this on a wooden chair and I covered it, and then with the heel of my hand I kind of did like that, and I was able to get it in place. So that part is now done. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the upper arm. And then we're going to move on to, I got some fuzz going on. I'm going to move on to the wrist bit, and that'll be the last part. And I'm not looking forward to putting the covers on the, ouch, on the wrist ball joints, but get in there. Let's grease you up. But it's going to have to be done, so there we go. Alright, so she's coming together, almost done with the frame. Okay, so now let's do the wrist. Last bit here. I'm gonna set these, I'm gonna put these pieces over in my little kit. Alright, home stretch, maybe. This part might be a whole lot harder. We'll see. I think it's time to get a new Q-tip though. For greasing. Oh, let's clean these up. I'm going to grease this up and grease this really well. Of course, as soon as I turned the camera off, I got it right on. So that's the way these things go, right? So it's on now. And then I'm going to do the other one. See if I can get it on a little easier. Probably not. Okay, I'm going to just, for just a second, try something different because my hands are getting really worn out doing this. So let's see if I can get this in. I'm sure I can't. This is like the worst part of this whole process right here is these tiny bits. Let's see. Oh, that actually kind of worked right there. Yes! Okay, so that worked for that one. It's not great because of where I kind of messed up when I cut it a little, it's a little jagged in there. I don't know if I can like do this after the fact. Thought I had. like it is. That's fine. Let's see for the wrist. I think he said twist and push to get that on. There we go. Alright, so that one's on. Probably not via any recommended method, but whatever. Okay, so my frame is almost completely done, but the very, very, very last piece I was working on, which was snapping this joint cover in place, it broke. So the peg, I put too much pressure on the peg in the wrong direction, and the peg snapped off. I have super glued it back together. I'm gonna see if I can put it in with the super glued peg, but I have a feeling it's gonna break off again anyway. But I'm gonna give it overnight to cure just to see. If it doesn't work, what I think I'm gonna do is just wipe all the grease off of this face and then just super glue, pull the peg out because it's snapped, and then just super glue the cap over this. And that was, I was using my little screwdriver trick the wrong way that you guys saw me do the first time, so that's why you shouldn't do that, is because you can break these little pegs inside, and that's what I did. I was just trying to, because the peg too for this is at an angle, so if you can see, it's like it's not straight. It's kind of like this weird angle, and so it's hard to feel how you're supposed to get it in there. But anyway, so if that's the only thing I messed up, that's not too bad. And like I said, I think I can fix it to where even if I can't get this to work, I can glue this on and it'll be okay looking. I'll know it's there. You guys will know it's there because I just told you, but I think everything else will be okay. So what I'm gonna work on now is I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the shell on. So I'm gonna pull apart the frame so I can start working on that. So first, I'm gonna take the spine off, and then I'll take the legs out. There's one leg, and then let's see, 2 legs. That one's in there pretty tight. And I'm gonna clean these off. I'm gonna try to be a little more, well, actually it just comes right off. No issues. So that came right off. I'm gonna do a little bit of sanding there, but I'm also not super extra particular about little marks like that, so it doesn't bother me very much. So I'm gonna pull this apart, and these are the, let's see, this is the back and this is the front, so this is gonna go on this one. So I'm gonna turn it over and see if I can get it. I'm gonna do it dry first just to see how that goes. Have I got it in the right one? No, I had it in the wrong one, so it goes in this one. So just to see how it sticks on, that sticks on pretty easily. And then I want to put my leg back in. So threading that up through there, making sure it's nice and tight, and it is. And so then if I go to put that on, it's gonna be, that just sort of snaps into place. So yeah, that seems pretty straightforward. So I am gonna go ahead and glue it, if I can get it back off, that is. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna just rotate the pelvis around. Let's see if I can pull that back off. All right, so I'm gonna put glue on these little nubs here, and I bought this glue, plastic model glue, on Amazon. So, and it's the same glue that, oh gosh, I'm gonna forget how to pronounce his name, Shizu-san uses in his video. His video was extremely, extremely helpful for me. So thank you very much to him for creating his video. It's a very good tutorial, way better than mine it's gonna be. But it was extremely helpful. So I'm just gonna put a little glue on all these little knobs. And then I'm gonna do just a little bit on the lip up here. And then a little teeny bit here. And I can barely even tell if I got any on there, but I don't want to overdo it because I can always add more glue later if it comes apart, but taking the glue off is going to be hard. So I'm going to get it in there and get everything snapped in place really well. Let's see. Let me try the other leg just to see if maybe I can get a feel for it a little better. Grabbed a little, I grabbed way too much there. That's not good. Oh well. Okay. So let me try this one. That top piece just goes perfectly right into place with no issues. I thread the leg up in there. Okay, let me see if I can get this one on. It's snapped all the way in. Because this little lip's got to go down here. It's like I'm putting it in, but then I'm not able to snap everything else into place. I don't know if it's a strength issue or if it's a, oh, let's see. So that side snapped. Let's see if I can get, it's not making that snapping sound. Like, I want it to sound snapped. Maybe I shouldn't glue anything yet. Maybe I should just assemble and then glue. Because you see how wide that seam is? That should be slightly, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a gap. Maybe it just needs the glue and it won't be, but I feel like it's supposed to like snap into place and it's not snapping for me. Okay, so I turned the camera off and I've been going back and forth over whether I should try to glue this or not, because it's like there's still a gap here, but when I hold it, the gap goes away, and so I'm thinking maybe with glue that's going to help. And I was able to hold it between my legs and get these pieces to actually snap, but it's the bottom won't snap. So I've decided I am going to go ahead and just glue it. So I'm going to do one leg at a time. And I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of be liberal with the glue so that this part will close up, because what I don't want is I don't want dirt and stuff getting in these cracks, and it's like they're not snapping closed. So I'm going to take that off and then I'm going to apply glue. I hope I don't regret this. I'm going to apply again to the knobs. And then I'm going to put a little bit along the ridge down here. and down here as well, because that seems to be where it's not sort of going into place very well, and it's just not snapping in. So I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to put it, I'm going to take it off camera, so I'm going to put it between my legs to get it snapped in really well, and I'm going to hold it down there, and then I'll show you guys how it turned out. Alright, so it's like the glue is just flat out not going to hold that in place, and I'm not sure what's not snapped in. I'm going to go ahead and glue the other one just to see if I can get it any better closed at the bottom, but I don't have high hopes right now. I really didn't think this part would be all that hard, but it seems to be a lot harder than I expected. So maybe this glue is just not strong enough. I don't really know. Let's see, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna snap it together good between my legs so they have a little more strength there. Alright, so it's pretty much the same thing. It just kind of, like, for whatever reason, I'm just not able to get those sides. The top clicks into place, but the bottom side's really not. So, at this point I'm going to move on, because I'm kind of, like, I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to get it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to. It's just not, it's like a huge gap there. And I know it will snap into place because they were snapped into place when I took them out of the package, but for whatever reason, I'm just not able to do it. I may have to get somebody with some more hand strength than me to maybe try to get these, like, into place, because I'm just not able to do it. So, but next I'm going to work on the torso. So I'm going to take the arms out of the spine. So next is the spine part. So I'm going to put the spine on. Make sure it's all the way on. And then got this torso part to do. So let me carefully that part's going to show. There's no more nubs really. So I'm looking at this now, and it fits together really well. There's kind of a gap here, so I'm just going to keep this in mind that when I get to that part, like if I have really bad gaps, it may not totally be my fault. So now I need my twist ties, which I have to find. Here they are. So I'm going to put the twist ties through here and here, like so. Then the other one, it's going to go through and through, and I'm having the bulk of the part facing down. So, alright, zip ties are on, and I need to now put this down over the spine. So, here it is. And so basically, it looks like what I'm going to have to do is tighten the zip ties up. So let me find actually I might use, I've got some hemostats around here somewhere. Here they are. I'll use these to help grip these. Okay. there we go. That's the piece I was missing. Kind of like, I feel like maybe these could be tighter. So I've got the zip ties through. To have them on the other side of the pegs, or like under those pegs. Okay, so they're there. I'm gonna line this part of the torso up so I can put the back piece in. So, oh, and it's got some junk on it. It's gonna go in. Let's see. Looking at there's lines, and there's 2 lines on the inside. So kind of just like that. Put it upside down. Let me check with Summer. No, that's the way it goes. Summer has been my, whatchamacallit. Okay. So I think that's in. And then what I have to do now is get this. So my pegs are lined up here. I think my zip ties are good. And I need the zip ties though. I think I need them to be on the, no, that's where they go. They go through those holes there. So I've got the zip ties lined up perfectly in the cracks that they're supposed to be in. Let's see if, so there's like a crack in the side, and the zip ties are perfectly lined up through there. I can't believe I did something perfectly, because this process has been kind of bad. All right, I'm gonna get a Q-tip ready because I'm gonna be using super glue on this part. I am gonna go ahead and glue the crotch part in, because why not? Other than all the regrets I'm gonna have later. Yeah, see, it goes together pretty nicely there. So I'm going to, I've got her kind of exposed here. I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of this glue down in the crotch. And let it run. Well, it's not really running. And then I'm going to use a little bit on the, there's a side lip. Put just a little bit there. And then on the other side lip, just a little bit there. Okay, so now we're gonna push and pray right here. And I'm gonna hold that really tightly. I feel like I should sing a song. But I'm not gonna. Maybe we can pretend we're doing CPR. Stay in the love, stay in the love. Stay in the love. In case you've ever taken CPR training in the US. That's how you know how many compressions to do. The beat of staying alive. All right. I think I did that well. And torso's all together. And I'm gonna kind of just for funsies pull these a little tighter. Pretty nice. So, wow, that part was way easier than I expected it to be. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break and then move on to the next part. Okay, break time is over and I really want to get this done today. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish tightening. I think I got the zip ties as tight as they'll go. And now I'm just gonna trim those up so they're not sticking out. I don't know if that was, I don't know if the nippers would be better. Oh yeah, the nippers were way better for that exercise. So, because they're a bit smaller. There we go. So I got that done. So now I'm going to assemble the bust, which it's actually already assembled. Here it is, but I'm gonna put some glue on it and let it dry. And there's also some pegs in the bust that you can remove. So that's these pegs here. You know, I might just leave them on because they say you don't have to remove them. So I think I might just leave them on. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the pegs here that go into the holes. So just a little bit of glue here, 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 here. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of glue on that ridge, and that ridge, and then a little here, and a little here. And that might not be the exact same places that Danny did it in his video, but I'm just trying to do what makes sense to me. Now if the dang thing will go back together. So something's off. So what's off here? There. Okay, so that's all together now, and I'm just going to hold it tight. The glue can set. Oh, I forgot to these. Okay, so I'm going to put this down now through the spine. Up. Let's see. What's getting caught here? You know what? It might be those pegs that he said we could remove. So maybe I will go ahead and after the fact remove them. So I'm going to go in and take 1 and 2 clips there. Take that out. And then the same with the other one. Okay, so let me try that again. This thing came apart. Even though I glued it. Apparently the glue I bought is not all that strong. Let me re-glue it, because this glue really should hold a little bit better than all that. It's kind of crazy that it doesn't, but let's try again. I'm going to take a break from that part now, and I'm going to work on the lower legs. I'm going to take the feet out and do these legs, and let's see which leg is which. Be sure they go like this. So I'm not going to be using glue on the lower legs, so maybe this will be easy. Maybe not. Every part of this that I thought, oh, that part's going to be really easy, has of course been really not easy, really hard. It's not that it's hard so much, like it's not logically difficult, like I was saying before. It's physically difficult. It's physically difficult to lock some of these things into place. Like this, for example, needs to lock in to these. No, needs to lock into the grooves. There, got it. So I got that one in to the grooves. Now I'm going to stick the back cover on. Already being so swirly. Oh, because it's got to go into that top part also. The top part's like too big almost. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So I kind of did like the top part first a little. Kind of put it in and then kind of finagled the bottom part on. So that's probably the easiest part of the shell right there. There you go, boom, the leg. We're gonna do the other leg. So this is the front. Inside of these there's actually an R and an L, so you know which one's right and left. So that's nice. Okay, that one went on. And now for the back part. So I'm going to do the same thing, because these two grooves here have to go into these two grooves on the sides. So I'm going to kind of work those in first, and then just kind of force that bottom in, and then, oh, nice. That's all snapped together. So legs are done. She's getting a little shiny as I'm working on her, so I'll have to go over her a little bit with some either magic eraser or a little bit of this, you know, sandpaper to kind of get rid of some of the shine. Also, I might just, you know, wash her down really good, because my hands have been greasy and this and that and the other, and so that's probably part of the problem. Okay, I'm going to do her feet next, and I realized I put some parts on, put some screws in her feet that I wasn't supposed to do yet. So I'm going to have to unscrew it so that I can actually pop the foot in here. So this is the left foot, so I'm going to unscrew the foot from the joint, this top screw. not supposed to do that part yet. So this is supposed to not be in yet either. Let's see if I can pull it out. Maybe have to unscrew the other one, because I just kind of screwed them together, which was not the appropriate method. Okay, so I've got this screw in, and basically I've got to snap this into place up here with the screw hole showing so that I can screw the foot into position. Maybe if I just kind of attempting to get the, I mean, I assume that's the left foot. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to be the other one unless, got it. No, because that's where this is right. Okay, I'm looking, so the foot's gotta come up through, there we go. I just took some force. And that helped me to look up through there to see where the foot part needed to come through. So, screw that in. Put the joint back in now. If I mean, I can try. Let me put some grease on it because where's my little grease? There it is. Put a little grease on there. That Q-tip's getting really fuzzy. Let's see if I can push that in. There we go. And then I will put the, oh, first I should probably trim this up. And this is the left foot, that's the left foot, so I need to trim that off. Place. And then her body. Sit all the way in. Yep, there we go. And her foot bends appropriately. Yay! So did that part right. That's very exciting. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with the next foot, unscrewing these because I screwed them in incorrectly. So I take one all the way out. My cat is very interested in this process. And then the other, that out, tighten this back down. Alright, put this into place. So I need that part coming out. It's snap, but not into the right place. I need that there. Let's see. There we go. Got it in. So now for the screw. And the bottom of the foot. This process has destroyed my my hands. I mean, they hurt so bad. Okay, I'm finally in the home stretch. I ended up assembling the bust, or putting the bust on the body off camera, because here's what I figured out happened. And I don't know if this is because of the change in the design of the shoulder blades, but if you look, you'll see there's one piece here to the side that kind of sticks into the shoulder blades. And then on the other side, I had to trim that piece off. So I used my nippers and my cutters to kind of trim that piece down, because the arm was getting hung up, and every time I would put the bust over, even though I glued it, the bust would split. So I did that to try to get the bust on, and then it finally did work. So I just left that as off camera. And now the last things I have to do are assemble the arms and hands. For this item, with the peg that I broke, I was not able to fix it. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just put a small amount of super glue on this cap, and then I'm going to glue it down to so just minimal amounts of glue here, because this is not worth me buying replacement parts for. I don't think it's going to affect, as long as I don't get any of this glue down in the joint, it's not going to affect the posability of the hands. So now I'm going to put that on and hold it there for just a minute. And hopefully this will bond really well, and I'll just be able to use it like that. Unfortunately, you know, I broke it, but oh, I just shifted it too much. Let's see, let me hold it again. It's perfectly lined up. Okay, hold it. And they say it takes 5 minutes to like really set, and then 24 hours to cure. So it's on there now. If it'll hold, I don't know. I'm hoping that it will. So I'm going to set that over to the side for now while I assemble the arms. And close this up. And this glue doesn't seem to be holding stuff very well. I don't know if I'm not holding it tight enough and giving it enough time to dry. I honestly kind of just want to use the super glue for the rest of the glue stuff, but I have made mistakes doing that in the past, so maybe not. Okay, so on the arm pieces, the seams go on the back, so this is going to be the upper right arm here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it up and put it together, and it's got one little nub there. Let me get it from this side. Be careful. I don't like feel where the nub ends and the, okay, and so the screws are going to go to the back. So again, this is the right side, so we're going to put that in the front like so, and then this is just going to lock in place. And wow, I actually got one locked in place. I've had a really hard time doing that, so I will go ahead and, well, if I can take it back apart, I was going to say I'll go ahead and apply some glue here just to you know, oh, this got stuck in that part. Not that it probably matters, but okay, so now watch me not ever be able to get that put back together again. I am going to use this glue, not the super glue, because so just a little glue on my knobs. And like I said, my hands are done for. Like, they'll be lucky if I'm able to use my computer at work tomorrow. All right, and so that's snapped down. I'm gonna hold it. Okay, and then this will be, let's see, this arm goes this way, this arm goes this way. They're like exactly the same, so does it matter which one? I don't think so. So I'm going to put, let's see, actually I think I should put the forearm on first. The forearm might matter. That might be where there's a, ooh, that came out ugly. I'll go back and do a little sanding on that later. This one's got a really big little nub, but it came off really cleanly. All right, so which arm's which? I'm looking at Summer to the side for, I wanna say this is the right arm. Let me grab Summer. Let's look at Summer's. I'm just gonna grab Summer's arm for reference here. So here's Summer's arm. Poor girl, she's so giving of herself. Okay, so look at this piece versus this piece. I mean, they pretty much look the same to me. Maybe not. Maybe. I'll just try. They kind of look the same. I'm gonna just try this one and see if it works. Hopefully it will. So basically all I gotta do is just slide that on nice and easy. And then this is gonna slide into here. And we'll see. It might need a little more grease because I just touched it and kind of like degreased it all, even though I'm pretty greasy right now. They're all I've been through today during this process. Let's see if I can get that in. Okay, and so that's either not on right. Okay, maybe that's not right. Okay, that is right. So apparently it does matter, but it looks like your doll will tell you when it's wrong. Okay, so now I'm gonna do one of the hands. I'm gonna do the hand that I didn't glue down first. And I'm gonna put a little more grease on this peg here. Put that in place. Looks like it's not quite all the way in. I'm gonna put, this is her right arm, I'm gonna put her right hand on. Is that her right hand? This is the right arm, right hand. Let me see if that gives me some leverage to help push that thing down. Alright, so I got it in. Oh, no I didn't. Just thought I did. There it went, finally. Whew. Need to use the table for support. Alright, so there's the right arm. Now the part I'm really concerned about is getting that in here because it was really hard. And they said you're not supposed to grease the shoulder blades. So I'm gonna see if I can get it in. I think I'm gonna have to grease it, unfortunately. And maybe it's a different roll since it's a different type of material. So let me grease that up. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to, but at this point I just physically cannot get this in here. So, because these holes are like super tight. Well, there I go, but at the expense of the bust. I don't know why. I'm sure that it could have to do with me doing something wrong, but I'm just not sure why these arms, these shoulders are just so hard to deal with. They're just so hard to get off and on. All right, Mirai, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's do the other arm. Okay. So, almost there, almost there. Okay, pull that one apart. Clean the nubs. Let's see, this goes in to the back. Doesn't really seem to be holding, and again, it could have to do with my lack of strength in holding these things in place. I just really don't know. So, alright, let me hold that together. My finger propping, not the arm. I'm gonna go ahead and grease this up and put it in. Ouch. There we go. And this goes in here. Very nice. And then that's the one I super glued on, and it seems to be okay. So I'm gonna grease this up really well and see if I can get that in there. Grabbing it with the whole hand instead of just like a couple fingers, that helped a lot. Still not quite all the way in. I don't want to do that because that little joint on the end is really, feels really weak. There we go. And I did the same thing last time, thinking that oh, you know what I didn't do this time? I didn't grease the inside of the tube like I did on the other hand. I just pulled that off because I'm pushing so hard. Let's see. Okay, let's pull that back out. I'm gonna reapply the glue here. And again, that only came loose because I was putting so much pressure on it to try to get it off. Or try to get it on. Excuse me. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bonded. Alright, let me grease this inside of this pipe up really nicely. Get in there. All the grease. We want this to be super duper slick and easy. Okay. Let me try this again. I'm gonna try not to touch the part that I just glued. But my impatience is getting the best of me and I just want her assembled. So let's see. Nah. push it the rest of the way in. Alright, I just got it the rest of the way in, so now let's do this one more time with the glue is still a little tacky on here, but just get some more for good measure. Let's just overdo it, you know, why not? Okay, so that's on there now. And one, just gonna count, hold it down. Okay, put the hand on. And now I'm gonna go ahead and grease this shoulder bit up. Even though I know I'm probably not supposed to, but again, with this other part, I just don't, it seems to be so hard to get into place. Like my summer, I just pull hers off and on and no problem, but these just do not have that same level of easiness. So let me see if I can get this one in. Yeah, I should set her up for this. Alright, got it in. Once again, at the expense of her bust. The bust is just not staying together. Okay, I'm finally on the home stretch here. You guys probably, so I was struggling because you kept seeing the bust apart. The bust busted apart. What I finally had to do, and it's because of these shoulder blades, and I don't know if they changed them or if really it's just me. This back part here used to be a lot wider, and so what I had to do is I went and I trimmed about this much material off of that back piece on both sides. And after I did that and I trimmed that off, I'm able to put this on absolutely perfectly with no issues, and the bust doesn't come apart. And I actually went ahead and added some super glue to the knobs, but now the bust goes on with no issue. But I had to trim significant amounts of plastic out. So I trimmed this whole back piece out, and I trimmed around the armholes out. The armholes might not have been necessary if I had done the back piece first, but I really don't know. So anyway, just so you know, that's the part I just took the nippers and just trimmed that right up. And now the bust is not giving me the fit that it was giving me before. I can put it on, it's not splitting apart. And then another thing that I did was I removed the screws from the shoulder blades because I could not, or no, I loosened them up significantly because I could not get the arms in. And it was just too hard getting the arms in and out. And I thought, I do not want my doll to be that way, so I loosened up the screws. So I made a few little modifications there to make my life easier. So now that it's like that, the arms, let's see, I got the bust fitted on correctly, almost. This side's a little low. Alright, so now I can just put the arms in, and it's much easier for me to do, where before I was just really struggling with that, and I don't want to have a doll that I'm struggling with. So then I'm going to put this arm in, and we are almost done here. So the last step is going to be to do her head, and I saved her little plastic rings. There's 1, 2 rings. So I'm going to put the rings on now. There's 1 ring, 2 rings, and where did she go? Here she is. Gorgeous girl, you have been so patient with me. Thank you very much. I hope you like your new body and your sister Summer. All right, so now we're just gonna put the head on, and I like to do, I know you're supposed to kind of like, everybody always tells me I do this wrong, but I'm just kind of screwing it on there. And there she is. She is beautiful. And let's put her wig on, which is here. And I'm horrible with wigs. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you will know that. I'm just checking the head. There we go. And do a little push to get the rest of the way in. So, wig time. She caught it there. I'm sorry if you hear the popping noise in the background. My husband started cooking dinner while I was finishing this up. So I'm going to put her wig, kind of put it on there, and then pull it down the back. Oh, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm absolutely horrible with wigs. Let me stand her up and see if I can do it a little better. What was the hardest part of building your final boss grade, Mirai? Oh, it was putting her wig on, you know. Because my summer wig Danny put on for me in the store, and I just haven't removed it since. But, you know, the wig is the worst part. Oh, I think I might have gotten it. I did, I got it. Oh, you're so pretty, Mirai. She's so gorgeous. Something's wrong, though. I got a lump in the wig. What's going on with that lump? There's a weird lump in this wig. Is that the way her wig's supposed to be? Maybe so. Maybe that keeps it over to the side like that. Okay. So now, what in the world though? Did I get it rolled up wrong? I got it rolled up wrong. There we go. That's much better. Okay. So there she is, my lovely girl. And she almost looks, you know, I thought she had brown hair, but her hair is almost like a golden brown. Looking at her like this. So yay, she's finally done. So I don't know if this video was even remotely instructive or maybe just more entertaining to see all my struggles. It was horrible. I'm proud of myself that I have a doll. I put her together. And I'm going to do a full video later this week about my thoughts about the whole process and how I like her compared to Summer and so on and so forth. But if you were able to watch this far, thank you for sticking through it, because I know this is a super long video and there's parts of it that are just really painful just to watch me struggle through this. But I had a lot of fun doing it. Towards the end I got really impatient, a little bit frustrated, but no tears were spilt, and I have a new doll to add to my collection. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.